Hey guys, what is up? Sorry for the last minute thing. I completely boomered my alarm clock. Went down for a small nap. Anyway, the title was very vague tonight, because I honestly wasn't sure what to put with the title in regards to, the topic. The topic is rather heavy. It's very controversial tonight. This is a problem that is brewing right now. And so let me preface this with saying right now, innocent until proven guilty. There isn't a whole lot, or actually there isn't any police reports, but there are some disturbing text messages. None of these people have gone to the police. This is all allegation. However, this individual has a track record. The first article we're going to cover specifically deals with what they have gone out of their way to do. This is somebody who claims to be an activist, quote unquote, for the trans community, and even has other trans activists condemning this individual. So see if my co-host will come in. Like I said, I went to go lay down. Oh, there's Trananime. Ichabod's going to be here in a moment. I've also asked Trananime Girl. You guys are familiar with her. She's been on the show a couple times already. I reached out to her, and she knows of the individual we're talking about tonight. These are the people that she continuously fights against. And this video, because the content and things like that we're going to discuss, I have purposely gone out of my way to demonetize it already. So there's no monetization on it outside of the advertisement and Streamlabs running. So, oh, there's Ichabod. Hey, you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to show up late. I was
Oh,
just
you're
in a
fine.
conversation, so I got sidetracked.
Oh no, you're fine. I literally just woke up about 20 minutes ago, so hold on.
I know that feeling. That is a mood.
Oh.
Hi, Traname.
Oh, hey, it decided not to use my headphones at all whatsoever. That's interesting.
Flying Falcon. Oh. Hold on. Okay. Oh.
Let me pull over and figure out why this is not.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you just for a second. They're trying to make girl. So we don't have a loud echo. But yeah, let me touch base the chat real quick. So the person we're talking about is Jonathan.
Go ahead and do that.
Do what?
Mute her because she's.
Oh, I already did.
Loud
Don't.
and the echo is very present.
Don't mute her again. I already muted her.
No, I just muted her for me because it's really a hell of an echo.
Oh. Yeah, no, I silver muted her for now. The person we're talking about, though, is Jonathan Yaniv. He calls himself Jessica. You're gonna find out why this person is very much looked down upon. And blasted by the trans community or the other trans activists. And it is bad. It's very much bad because there's also been allegations of prejudice against immigrants. And I'm not talking about illegal immigration. I'm talking about overall. The people he's targeted overall are all immigrants, mind you. Let me unmute her. Oh, no, she jumped in the hallway.
I think she lagged out.
Oh, shit, that's not good.
It happens.
Sorry, that's that. Allergies just woke up, so sure y'all do not want to hear that. Okay, so I'm gonna flip. We'll keep going on, and when there she is. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, she must have muted herself, because I just, unmuted her by the server, so.
Yeah, I can hear now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you can hear her? Why can't I hear anything?
Check and make sure you didn't mute her instead of server.
Oh! Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Weird.
Mute me.
Okay.
Technically, I was muting me.
Not again. Here we go. Okay. So, this is what we're going to be looking at. Another BC woman forced out of business in transgender male genitalia waxing case. Okay. Right away, we're going to take a look at... Yeah, no, when you look at the picture, this is how serious this guy is about being a woman. He sticks sponges in his shirt. Okay? And how I came across this, because I saw the articles of someone named Lindsay Shepherd, who we will touch upon, by the way. Lindsay Shepherd being banned off of Twitter. Didn't think anything of it. Whatever. And this was a post by Steven Crowder. And so somebody posted in the description or in the thread a screenshot of a series of tweets of the person who got Lindsay banned for misgendering.
I can't move Tranime back into the thing.
Okay. So anyway,
I still don't have that power.
That's so weird. You guys should have that. Okay, there we go. But so Twitter handle came up called Trusted Nerd, and so I started digging into Trusted Nerd, and I had a feeling, just from the profile pic, I had a feeling about the individual, and I went and looked. I'm going like, oh crap. So anyway. Yeah, this is, because some people might get mad at me for dead naming, I'm just going to call them Unique. Not the first names, I don't give a shit for. But anyway, so, let's read. A mother and business owner was forced to end her Brazilian waxing business after being taken to the BC Human Rights Tribunal for refusing to wax a a man's male genitalia. Yeah, screw that. Marcia de Silva, who is an immigrant from Brazil, operated the business out of her home where her small children also live. De Silva claims she refused to perform the procedure on the claimant Yaniv due to safety concerns raised by her husband. Well, yeah, Yaniv is trying to get this woman who does waxing to touch him, and she does not want to. And alleged harassment on Yaniv's part and not because of the claimant's identity. Yeah, no, it is. Let me point out, 15 other women, immigrant women, this scuzzball has done this to, and all have taken them to court and got their businesses shut down, whether by force or they chose to shut it down because of either financial or some other problem that arose from being taken to court. Sylvia.
He's a pedo as well, right?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm hearing allegations of that. Oh, hate you, allergies. But yeah, no, we'll go over some of the text messages I found. You can think about, I was getting angry in text because I was like, what the fuck am I reading?
She was moderately upset.
Oh yeah, no, I just, Adesivia, who's an immigrant from Brazil, operated the business out of her home where her small children also live. Adesivia claims she refused to perform the procedure on the claimant, Yaniv, due to safety concerns raised by her husband. Oh, nope, I already read that stupid thing. Yaniv was formerly known as Jonathan Yaniv, has taken 15 other BC women to the tribunal for refusing to wax his male genitalia, citing discrimination based on gender identity, which is total horseshit because this dude's not even trying to be a woman. You guys will see it, because and I said in my tweet, my post that I did, is this guy is targeting these women for financial gain, sexual gain, and then now you could possibly throw in their prejudice against immigrants, because he does have an issue with immigrants as well. And there's text messages regarding that, Facebook DMs, if you will.
This kind of crap is why I've been so strongly against self-ID, but everybody wants to scream that I'm transphobic.
Or as Lily Pete would say, true scum. Ichabod had an interview with someone called Patchy the Cat, and Pete was brought up, and so was that term, and it's just because Pete tries to say he's a woman. It's like, no, you're a nutcase. Anyway, based on gender identity and is seeking financial compensation. So every single one of these women he has taken to court, he has sought money. So, as I said, financial gain. Many of the women are East Asian ethnicity and have English as their second language. So again, immigrants. During Wednesday's tribunal proceedings, Lascivia claims that the incident directly led to her shutting down her business and losing it as a source of income for her family. Some of my clients have been very significantly affected on a personal level. Another client also closed her business because she was depressed, anxious, sleepless, and that has gone on for a period of many, many months. She said her representative and Justice Center for Constitutional Freedom's lawyer, Jay Cameron. It is a very serious thing to launch a human rights complaint against a person. My clients are people. They have a right to make a living, and this has interfered with their livelihood. But you also have the stigma of being associated with this hanging over you. And it is a stigma. It's also here in the U.S. If you get taken to court for homophobia, transphobia, or violating any type of human rights, I mean, people don't want to do business with it. They don't want you around in the area. Cameron told the Tribune judge that many of Vinny's claims specifically target women from ethnic and religious minorities, which I wouldn't doubt, and that the procedure to perform a wax on male genitals is different than those performed on the vulva, which is very true. Again, you have this pervert, and I'm going to call him that, going around to wax shops and trying to force women to touch his junk. They don't want to. They tell him, like, no, this is women, biological women. We do vulvas, which is something completely different. And he takes every single one in the court and has got all their businesses shut down. Either by emotional duress or financial stuff.
Hashtag wax my balls.
Yeah, it just...
To be fair, no, like, that is a really delicate procedure. Like, if you mess that up, you're gonna do some serious damage.
Yeah, but again, it's women don't want to touch male junk that is not their husband's. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to touch you.
I mean, some places will do it. It's a very different procedure, and if they're not trained to do it, they shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, that too.
That's the part I don't understand why people don't see it so obviously. There are plenty of places that will do that for supposed trans women. Yeah, Jonathan is not a trans woman of any sort. He's just a dude. But they'll still do it. He had, plenty of places he could go.
It's just like if you're gonna do that and it's waxing, you do not want a torn nutsack. You don't. It's really, really painful. And it can happen with waxing.
Yeah.
No, I've had that before. I have had the torn skin.
You get your nuts waxed?
It's really painful.
Didn't know you were into that.
Well, I mean, some guys do it because, like, okay, this is gonna, I guess, from an adult-related theme stream or whatever. But no, some guys, because it's very hard to whack or shave the scrotum, and if you cut it just the wrong way, you're having a bad day.
Yeah, it's hours of not you're not gonna sleep that night. You're not gonna sleep the next day because every time you move wrong, it's gonna be like it's on fire. And one of the biggest dangers with waxing isn't even just a torn nutsack.
Nope.
It's the heat. Like, you don't want to burn there either. It's even worse. So you have to put it at just the right temperature. You have to not get it too hot, but it can't be too cold to not set properly. It is a skill to wax that area. And it's, I'm sure, very, very much of a skill to do it with a vulva. But if somebody's trained to do the vulva and not the male genitalia, you will... I'm trying to curb my swearing because I know that you are a little uncomfortable with the concept, but...
No, you're fine. This stream's already demonetized,
it will
dude.
fuck you up. For lack of a better term, it will fuck you up. It's days of pain and agony. So just imagine if this person had gone in there and like, yeah, sure, but we're not changing anything about the procedure. and they put burning hot freaking wax on your nutsack.
I just want to point out, with Jonathan, the supposed woman here, when I was pre-op, I avoided doctor's visits because I didn't want anybody near that thing. I can't imagine anybody who's actually dysphoric being like begging people to wax the junk.
But here's the thing: I don't think he actually wants to be waxed. Like I said, it's sexual because he's trying to get touched. Yeah, and nobody wants to touch you. And then it's the financial part. Sorry, hubby's shutting down for the night. Let's see. You have to love this because this bit really pissed me off. Let me make sure I'm on the right screen. Okay, so according.
It's doing that thing.
Yeah, it's okay. Just reconnected because they want to have her on the fucking cord, and it's just. For those of you just, my cat disconnected my fucking cord again, but it was like, if you try, if I ran a waxing shop, I'm Christian, or, Christian upbringing, and I'm married, and so if you try to come in my shop saying, oh, we have to do this, no, get the fuck out. I don't care. Get the fuck out. I'm not touching your shit.
That's not even the biggest thing that they should bring up in a court case like this. Biggest thing they should bring up is a very important part of, I am not trained to do this.
Yeah.
I do not have the training. We do vulva waxing. We do anal waxing. So if you want your butthole freaking done, we could do that. But we're not doing the other side because it's a liability.
Yeah.
It's an insurance liability to sit there and for me to take burning hot wax that is not meant for that sensitive of skin and put it on your balls.
Yeah.
Say the pronouns wax the balls, right?
I'm not waxing this dude's balls, not because it's a religious problem or because it's a like me being a transphobe. I'm not trained to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people may not know that. I went to a cosmetology school for a little while, so I know how to wax not a man.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
When I was doing the exotic dancing, I had to get it waxed sometimes for certain outfits, and it's a very different process because me having been to that cosmetology school to learn how to do it to a woman, it's a very different process. The temperatures have to be completely different, and if you mess up, which I found out by getting somebody who wasn't as well trained to doing it for one of my shows, I couldn't even perform because it hurt to move in the underwear.
Get out of here.
It's very damaging and very dangerous, and it is absolutely ridiculous that this person's getting away with any of this because all they should be saying is, we're not trained for that.
Yeah.
Not even that, they should be fine to say, no, I don't want to wax a dick. Come on.
Yeah,
that should be enough. I don't understand why that's not enough.
It's because it's the UK. This stuff over there has gotten out of control. Freaking, you have to listen to this bit.
Just as bad here.
Oh, I know. Just listen to this bit. This bit is what really pissed me off. Or one of the things, the people that discriminate against me are forcing their beliefs on society. Sunny Neve, who is representing himself while cross-examining his own mother, who he called as a witness to the tribunal. So this scuzz bucket is claiming, oh, well, by these immigrant business women refusing to wax my dick, they are forcing their beliefs on society. It's just like, no, you were forcing them to go by your beliefs when it's against theirs to possibly touch you. Number two, are not trained, and they don't want to deal with you.
Thank you.
So,
thank you for that.
Yeah, for me, I'd go with the physicals. I'm not touching your shit, dude. Yeah, I don't care. But I would hit with all three. Go ahead.
And this is a guy who's obsessed with freaking little girl's tampon.
Oh yeah, no, we'll get that. We'll get to that. This is this. If this was done here in America, like if this shit was trying to do this crap here in America, we had Colorado, which has become somewhat of a liberal state, told Jack Phillips accusers, the Christian cake shop, pretty much told him, like, hey, no, you win, and now people are turning around, him and his lawyers are turning around and filing for harassment based off of religious discrimination. So here in the U.S., it operates different. We tell you to shut the fuck up and go away, but because the U.K. has lost their fucking marbles, this little...
Like, I'd just do it the easy way. I would do it. And I'd be like, okay, we're going to have to get this person to come do it. And I'd come over there and be like, okay, so here's the deal. You have paid and signed up for a vulva wax. You don't have a vulva, you have a balls and a dick. So I'm going to do it exactly the same as I would for a vulva wax. And because that's what you signed up for, that's what you're getting. So lean back, let me get the very hot wax, and pour it onto your dick.
Oh.
That sounds like he's something he deserves, to be honest. Just wax the thing off.
Golly, man. Let's see. During Wednesday's hearing, a publication... Oh, get this! Freaking Yaniv also had a publication ban, or you could call it a gag order here in the U.S., of anybody talking about this, the case. On the case was also lifted. The presiding tribunal member cited public interest and the claimant's own online activity about the case as a reason to remove it. So pretty much Yaniv's lawyer, they put on a publication case saying you can't publicize anything about the case, but I guess he kept running his fat mouth, and so they got it removed. This is why this is more than likely... Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Did you know that on Twitter for the longest time, I don't know if it's still the case, I'm not over there anymore, even saying his name would get you banned from Twitter. In fact, I think one of my 7-day suspensions was because I spoke to him.
I tagged him. I didn't call him by his first or either first name. I just... what the hell did I even put? Hold on.
I just found out why I'm in traffic. Oh. Alright, I hope you people are okay. Oh my god.
What is it? Semi-accident?
It's a pickup truck versus a compact car, and I'm not entirely confident the compact car driver survived.
Oh.
Ooh. Alright, that shook me a bit.
Okay, yeah,
I Thursday?
Oh, hey, Miss Steam.
I thought it was Thursday.
Right?
I thought it was Thursday today.
You thought it was Thursday.
No, you're fine. But yeah, okay, yeah, no, I didn't use any gender or sex identifying pronouns. I didn't do any of that, so I just took snapshots of the article, so I should be in the clear. Anyway, I don't think that somebody making complaints to the scale that the complainant is making should be able to hide a publication ban, and they publicly discuss the cases online. Oh, well, so he was flapping his mouth, but expecting the defendants or whatnot to keep quiet about it. My perspective is that the tribunal came to the right decision, and I think it's part of the open court process. So let me because we keep bringing them up, let me grab the article with those those screenshots. Where are they? Because I dumped in a bunch of links here. Let me see if it's here. Yeah, this is eyewitness accounts. Hold on, this is not the article I want. Where is this piece of shit? womenarehuman.com. Okay. So here's the article, because this guy has a history of doing this nasty shit. Okay, so this is womenarehuman.com, and this talks about male It's about Unive. Okay, so Surrey, British Columbia, California, a biologically male person who identifies as a woman was recently called out by a previous supporter and fellow member of the transgender community for allegedly sexually harassing my brain cannot talk, adolescent girls. The expose follows a long-term effort by feminists to expose what they believe is years of evidence of the man expressing sexual interest in prepubescent female children and abusing the legal system to intimidate and sexually harass women, which he's been doing. There's a pattern. Several feminists were and are being banned from social media. Lindsay Shepherd is a feminist, by the way. So yeah, and she was just recently banned for denaming and misgendering the man by mentioning his birth name and biological sex in the process of unmasking what they view as illegal or nefarious activities. Yaniv is a man. I don't care what the fuck you want to parade around him, but what you're doing is more than obvious. You were disgusting. The man has publicly taken credit for the feminist bans. Yeah, and he's a piece of shit for it. Let's see. Improper communication with children. The screenshots show a person under the name of Jonathan Yaniv asking various conversation partners what he would do if the prepubescent girls need help learning how to insert tampons, which, oh my god, and whether he will have the opportunity to see naked girls in the locker room. The teens who release a message... Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's too bad you didn't get in touch with me sooner. I have a whole collection of shit on him. I was working on a video on him.
Oh, well, I'll put it in the description when it's out. The teens who released the messages on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram say their conversations with Mr. Neve took place after he joined private Facebook groups for teen girls. So why this little shit was allowed to join in the first place is beyond me. If I was a parent and I found out this little... Oh, anyway. So let me see, because these are a bit small. Hopefully they're readable on screen. They come up as small for me. Actually, let me do this. I do not know in what order these are in. They don't specify what order these are in. Let me figure out. Not that I... Okay, so we're just going to start with the row and go this way. So for the first four, like I said, if you're eating something, I strongly advise you to put it down. Don't eat anything during this right now, because you're going to be sick. So rooms at the gym I go to, there's a pool and a sauna. So at the gym, do girls bear all? Most are really discreet, like changing a way that not much shows. We walk around in towels, but that's about it, and sometimes bras and panties. Now, if I was a parent and I found my child being asked this shit, I'd be going after the guys, like, excuse me, who are you? And then I'd be alerting the admins. I don't know why this sick bastard was allowed to even stay in these groups. Sometimes bras and panties. Do you ever see tits and pussy ever? Not that I've seen. So, I don't know how young the girl is that he's talking to in this shot, but if, again, 16 to 17 might pick up on it. I don't know. I really don't. Again, these are innocent girls that he's asking these questions to. Do girls openly insert... Huh?
I'm sorry. 16, 17-year-old girls, these innocent... Fuck off.
What? No. What?
Just innocent.
Well, some are. I was innocent as a teen. I really was. So there are such things as innocent teens, and because nobody really picked up on this,
I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just. It's just. I've been around teenagers. I know teenagers, and
no, I know. I just the fact that none of them picked up on what he was doing is actually kind of horrifying.
And they picked up, but they didn't care. That happens too.
They might have also just been intimidated and not confronted.
Yeah,
there's that too. But like, there are teenagers out there who just don't give a shit. You gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean,
these teenagers, I don't know what they're feeling, but
Well,
you know,
they may not give a shit, but again, they're not going to pick up on the danger of what he's doing right now. A parent looking at this going like, I'm about ready to freaking kill you. Who are you talking to my kid? So, let's see. Do girls openly change their tampons when freely changing? This is how sick this guy is. No, not that I've ever seen. It's easier to just go to the bathroom stall because it needs to be disposed. Have you ever seen a tampon string hanging out of another girl's thing? So disgusting.
Oh my god.
It sucks because this stuff is just coming out. Publication ban just got lifted, so all this is exploding all over the place. It sucks because on Wednesday I'm traveling to the island on a ferry, and usually they do field trips, so that means tons. He specifies the age. Tons of 10-year-old girls in the bathroom when I need to change my pads. Ugh. Okay. He has yet. Okay, first off, guys don't bleed. Second off, male genitalia, so. Oh. They're young enough that it may not bother them. Kids are more receptive than adults. Maybe it's just weird to ask a 10 to 12-year-old girl for a pad or a tampon. So I don't. Here's the funny thing is, his profile pic when he was dressing as a guy, it's still in these conversations. So I don't know, I don't understand what is going on. Yes, it's not his new pic, it's an old pic.
Oof.
Yeah, it's disgusting. If you look at the feed of stream, yeah. A little because kids look up to us for guidance and help, and not every girl may know what they are for. Ugh. What if I don't know what that little snapshot is down there. Let's see. I would always offer a thin patch a little girl over a tampon, though. Some families in their culture are against tampons, or the mother-father is against them and don't want to piss off a mother. If she wants a tampon, though, should I give her one and instruct her how to use it? So here's, like, another red flag, because so far there's been several of them. He wants to show a little girl how to use a tampon.
How would he show anybody anything like that?
But, no, and I know, but it's again predatory. If she doesn't know how to use it, I would find her mother. If her mom was not there, then yes. So again, I don't know if this teen just doesn't give a shit or is not picking up on what's going on. Because it sounds like from her end she's just answering generic questions, but didn't pick up on some of the stuff that he was saying, or is trying to ignore it. I don't know what's going on in the conversation on her end. And what would I tell her? Like, I would go into the stall with her, like, this puppy is just nasty. That sounds so weird. And he's trying to act all innocent about it, too. I love this. Like, would I go into the stall with her and help her? That sounds so weird.
That's because it's
for
weird.
instance, how old?
No.
For instance, how old is this kid?
I
I
don't know how old she is that he's talking to. But no, he passes it off as weird, but no, that's...
Because if she's a teenager, she's probably doing what I used to do as a teenager, which is, how far can this conversation go?
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, a lot of people do that these days.
Yeah, I don't think teenagers should do that, but teenagers do that. They do kind of like, they do kind of get curious and go, I wonder how far this conversation would go, and they would, she's like 17 or something. It's like, yeah, she's probably just trying to find out how fucked up he really is.
Okay, so this is, and I don't know what order these are in. I guess he was asked how something went. Went really well. I expected more, though. I only saw one girl in her panties.
Oh, fuck, I was drinking.
Yeah, no, this guy's excited about seeing young girls in their underwear, and is only disappointed that he only saw one. This is how fucked up this person is. This is how far gone the UK is by letting this freaking clown show continue. It's really low-key. I think most women are all self-conscious and just want to change and go as quickly as possible. I was really expecting to walk in and see girls with their boobs out. Oh my god! Like, how more obvious can you fucking get? Like, and here's a funny thing about this scumbag, is it's actually being reported that a lot of the mainstream outlets, especially in the UK, will not touch this with a 9-foot pole. And I will show you an article of another trans activist who's calling Yaniv out. Like, last name is Ogre or something. Yeah, that usually never happens. It's most I've just seen walking around town. Now, remember, okay, so another thing to point out. I was really expecting to walk in and see girls with their boobs out. Where is that trope from? That cliche. So, it's from anime. It's from, like, those cartoons, you know, that are more geared towards guys. And I'm not shitting on anime. I watch anime. I'm pointing something out. So, he's consuming media that's giving him these fantasies. These are his fantasies. And he's being disappointed. Hi.
It's disappointed because, like, actual changing rooms aren't that revealing.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, it's...
Ogre's not much better. Ogre's...
I don't know anything about Ogre, but... I just...
Oh, I could tell you quite a bit.
Let's see. I posted on the group. Hope they aren't too harsh. LOL. I'm happy with how it turned out and love the new falsies I picked up. Falsies, for you guys who don't know what falsies is, they're false eyelashes. I'm so nervous for Wednesday. Why? I think my period is going to start on Wednesday when I'm traveling to Victoria and going on the ferry. My first day is usually very heavy and I'm going to have to change my pad often. So this guy, this freaking sick guy is telling this young teenage girl he has a period when he's not even a woman and he still has peloton.
That's not a period. That's called a hernia.
Or just anal leakage.
I'm going to change my pad often. Every single time I take the ferry to the island, there's field trips with 10 to 12-year-old girls on it. Each and every time. If I'm in the bathroom, a girl asks me for potentially how do I use it? If it's a first-time period, what do I do? Oh, well, I don't even know how I would handle that. I don't even have a filter in my mouth. So these are kind of out of order, but that ties into the first set we looked at. If there's 30 girls in the change room, how many of them would you say put their changing freely with their vaginas and tits out? So, again, this is...
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, this guy's sick. He's sick. And he's...
This guy doesn't know how...
Still this shocking, and I've seen all these screenshots. I can't see what you're looking at, but I have a whole
This
collection.
guy doesn't know how changing rooms work.
Girl changing rooms.
Need changing rooms. Like,
I mean, to be fair, the guys don't want them either.
Yeah. Let's see.
No thanks. I want to deal with the sponges.
Oh, God. The rest of the girls that have their tits and pussy out, even though I don't have the parts for that, you know. And also, like, is it weird to ask for the string, to look for the string to know who to ask for one? Is it weird to look for the string? Oh.
The string on the tampon.
Yeah, I know. It took me a moment to register. Golly, man. Even though I have a dick, unfortunately, I can be fully out there and change with them. I swear to God, if I was a parent and this little freak was near my kids, I'd fucking torch him. I'm not even kidding, man. This is... God, this... You know, everybody laughed... Yeah, everybody laughed at the Christians and conservatives when they all screamed and howled that this was going to happen. Surprise! Like, I don't want them to give me any issues or things. I can't speak for everyone, babe. I'd be okay with it. Not everyone is intolerant, though. Okay, young people, listen to me. If you're facing this in your school, your change rooms, it is not tolerance to allow a full-grown man into a woman or young girl's space. Okay? That's not tolerance. That's called inappropriate. That's called predatory behavior. I do not care what your officials tell you. I don't care what your fucking state says. Go ahead. Or it's not intolerance. Excuse me. Go ahead.
With changing rooms, it's basically just changing rooms. We don't just have men and women. We also have private changing rooms where it's kind of gender neutral, and it's literally just like only one person goes in. sort of thing. They're called private
Like a
changing rooms.
stall.
They're based, yeah, like a stall. It's the same with toilets. We have men's and women's, but then we also have the gender neutral ones. And it's not the fact of like, ooh, identity politics. It's more the fact of convenience. It's just convenient.
So
For instance, if there's a cafe and it can only have one toilet, they just make it gender neutral because it's like, well, what's the point of people saying, oh no one's allowed to use the toilet if we've only got one fucking toilet?
No, what I'm saying is because, like, okay, what happened in Seattle, Washington, was because of Seattle's dumb laws, a full-grown man was able to go into the women's bathroom and start changing. Cops couldn't do jack crap. That's what I'm talking about. They are forcing that on schools. I mean, they're doing it over here, so that's what I'm talking about. It's just like, don't ever let someone tell you it's intolerance to say no to a grown man in a woman's space or young girl's changing room. You tell them to fuck off or you leave.
Here, I'll say it.
Any-
I'm an
Go ahead,
I'm a
Trina.
transsexual, and I will tell you it's not transphobia to turn away a guy from the women's room, okay? There you go. You've got the backing
not
of an
saying-
actual transsexual.
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is.
Oh, I'm not saying you
I'm
got
just
it.
saying- What I'm saying is like, it's not really a specific like man or woman thing. It's more of just a creep thing. Like for instance, women's toilets. Every time I went to women's toilets, not every time, but when I went to women's toilets, like I got sexually harassed, and when I went to men's toilets, but to be fair, when I went to men's toilets, they kind of just left me alone. But I can see men sexually harassing me in the men's toilet. So it's more just a creep thing rather than a gender thing. I think people have to remember it's individuals doing this, not exactly what the genitalia is.
Right, no, that is true.
They're going to do it regardless of the law. So if the law says he can't be in those places, he's probably going to do it regardless.
Yeah, no, and that's. But the difference is it's being seen as transphobic or intolerance or inexclusive or exclusive. It's garbage. It is freaking garbage.
That's when it gets in. Yeah, that's when it gets in the realm of extremism. That's why police have to be on these. The solution isn't like, oh, men should be or women should be in toilets or something like that. It should be, hey, the police should get their asses on these creeps immediately.
Oh, I have to.
tackle the issue head on. You don't go around the issue.
Okay, I've been
what
reading.
happens in the day where they finally decide, fuck it, I don't want to deal with this anymore, and just change all bathrooms to penis or vagina bathrooms, not male or female bathrooms?
I'm good to go.
Well, yeah, of course you are.
I'm all set.
Yes, you're set. Fair enough.
But there needs to be a crackdown because this has, and I know it's not gonna stop, which really sucks. Well, from what we've seen, it's going to continue to get worse. I mean, yes, there's going to be pushbacks, but this, what is this? This is an example of his tweets.
Shoot people like Yannick. We don't need them.
Yeah, but the thing is it's not about changing rooms or toilets or whatever the fuck. It's about these people personally, and really you have to go after these people. Not we should make more laws on where you have to go to piss. No, it should be like, hey, this guy is a pervert little creep. How about we keep an eye on him head on? Then it's less likely to happen.
Oh,
Wait, they actually have those? Can you scroll up on the website for a second?
which website?
What?
Hold on.
The one you had.
I want to make a remark about the laws. When I
Let
transitioned,
me
you
hang on 1 minute. Let me turn you up because I realized
That one. They actually have those!
What were
Okay.
you saying? Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
when I was
Hold on. Go ahead, Trinity.
when I was transition, yeah, I'm trying. When I was transition, I had to reach a certain point get your ID changed. And then you had to complete surgery to get your birth certificate changed. And I feel like that was a pretty fair compromise because most people aren't going to go that far through the process to get in. So make it put the old requirements back, and it was fine.
Okay, so would you have to wait until you were fully transitioned to get the new birth certificate? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
When I was going through the process, I had to have either a affidavit from a doctor stating I completed SRS to get my birth certificate, or an affidavit explaining why I could not get it. If there was a medical reason why I couldn't get it done, that was the one exception.
Okay, 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 because I didn't hear you first time. Sorry about
Okay.
Right, and getting my ID changed, my therapist had to sign off on it, and she wouldn't sign off on it until I was a certain amount through on HRT. Just basically, common sense tells you that if you're going to make everybody uncomfortable by going in there, you shouldn't be in there. And I'm sorry, if you aren't passable, going to the restroom or locker room of your birth sex is not going to out you, so you really don't have any reason to go into the other one until you pass.
Actually, there's a few reasons. Like for instance, sometimes women's toilets are just completely out of order.
Well, yeah, like if there's a legitimate reason, there's not that big a deal. Just knock on the door.
Like, I think
hey, I gotta pee.
Yeah, like I don't know if we do this in America, but in England, it's like if one of the toilets are out of order, because there's always like in public, there's always like one toilet is out of order, it's either men's or women's. Then what they do is they just do like temporarily gender neutral and just go in there because it's like people just want to piss and go.
Yeah, that's what I go to the bathroom for, to take a piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these people go there for validation, and that's not what it's there for.
Yeah,
that's not what it's for.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the divergence earlier. I had seen that like hoodie with the knight helmet on it before, and I didn't actually think it was a thing. I thought somebody had just sewn something like that. But it was neat to see it on the website. I was like, wait, that's a thing!
Yeah.
That's so cool!
Yeah, no, that is cool. So,
hey, Chambers, what did you title this stream so I can actually see what everybody's looking at?
This is just wrong. I didn't put a title in there because I didn't want to get... Hello?
I lost you for a second.
I said I titled the stream, This Is Just Wrong. It's a link to it's in my announcements. In the announcements room.
I'm not on a device that it is easy to do links. You can just give me the title, I can find it.
I gotcha.
Yeah, Ichabod if you want to help her. So the screenshot. I have a screenshot pulled up of his tweets. These are from 2011. This is tagged individual, like, here's, January 25th. Julie Kate, how old are you? LOL. Miss Eva, you're from Canada too. How old are you? Sherlock's, how old are you? Abby Swaga, how old are you? So, usually when you have these questions, these are from guys who are going around trying to pick up the cam girls or trying to hit on various women. I've seen multiple accounts that ask these same dumb questions, like they'll go through and they'll find all these Twitter profiles that have what looks to be really attractive women as a profile pic, and they'll ask them, how old are you? I've seen this from other predators. There was one guy, he's from the MLP and Antonio or whatnot, he's out of Italy, but he would go and ask like all these girls, how old are you? How old are you? So here's again.
To be fair, like before you get to be fair, if you have been talking to a girl and like you're starting to get towards that romantic stage, ask how old they are.
But wait a minute. He tags several different Twitter accounts. It's not the same chick. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's not a bad policy in general. It's a bad policy if you do it all rapid fire.
And it is rapid fire. It is this guy's freaking rapid fire. Let me see if he actually. I wonder if he went through and purged anything. Hold on.
I remember when I was about 14, I had this creepy old guy come up to me and just asked me if I had loads of sex, and I was like,
I mean, to be fair, Steve. I'm kidding.
Nope. Keep talking.
When I was 14, I was pretty much just flat chested.
Nope. He purged his account.
I look like a kid.
You do not.
But still look like a kid back then. Now not. But
yeah, now you don't.
It was really funny because I remember adults freaking out, and then there's me just going like, "Fuck you."
Fuck you, you little wanker.
All right. Fuck you.
All right.
So it was like, it's funny.
So to get.
No, I was just saying like kids watching the stream. If you ever get a creepy old guy come up to you and say horrible shit to you, just fuck himself and then go to a place where it's where everyone can see you.
Yeah,
just yell really loud, "Stop looking at me, dongers," and run off.
Well, no, because then hold on, because he could follow it. If you have a situation like that, you want to get to an open area, and if you're in a business or company, you want to grab a manager, or if you're in a mall, try to get a hold of mall security right away.
Go into the shops and just ask security to get you a ride home.
Yeah.
Well, like the most important thing you want to do in that situation, first get creeped out, is to make as big of a scene as possible. These people do not want attention drawn to them because they cannot prey on somebody if you've drawn attention to them. Everybody's watching them then.
Yeah.
So if you yell something that sounds super confusing, not only do you have the benefit of the fact that they are confused for the moment, which is why I said stop looking at me dongas and just run off.
Yeah.
It's because there's that moment of absolute confusion, and they have everybody's eyes on them, so they're not going to chase you down either.
Yeah,
because
when I
now
screamed,
there's eyes on them, and there's that moment of absolute confusion.
Yeah, like when I screamed Nazi when I was getting sexually harassed by someone. He was so confused, and it was just like my left shape of brain went like, the sexual assaulter or a sexual harasser, then he's obviously a Nazi. Process
Okay.
when I was young.
Let's get back to the article. We're diverging a bit too much. So something to point out to, because like I said, those are the screenshots. And this is the guy going over the screenshot. There's apparently an audio recording.
I very, very simply asked, what if someone approaches me and asks me for...
Oh, he's going through the questions.
Or attempt.
Something too. Okay, Yaniv got rid of the tweet because, as you could just see, I was going through and doing a keyword search. So, this is a tweet from April 15th of this year. Judge rules girls have no right to visual bodily privacy from boys as long as they're not being touched. So, and there's a link or whatnot. And here's any of yes, LGBT rights, LGBTQ. So, it's interesting or whatnot because, again, this tweet is gone. I just did a keyword search. It's not there. It's not there. He deleted it. Let's see. Legal complaints against female workers. Oh boy, he harasses. The bizarre online behavior has brought to light. Mr. Yaniv filed 16 complaints, and we went over that against female anestheticians who he sued for thousands of dollars, each after they refused to perform a Brazilian wax on his genitalia. According to Mr. Yaniv's complaints, which he filed in March 2018, he's entitled to have the women service his genitals because he identifies as a woman and the anesthetician's services are for women. So it is a women waxing shop. Biological women waxing shop. And refusing to wax his... What is that?
I'm a
That's
He
Tranime's
wants-
quote.
Wait, you
I mean,
guys
if
can
he
hear that? You're not
wants
supposed to be able to.
Have his
Yeah.
Oh no, we
genitalia
hear it harsh.
horribly muted.
Yeah.
There you go. I just shut it off.
You're fine.
Oh shit! I think I got connection issue. Hang on.
In refusing to wax his testicles, he argued the women are engaging in gender discrimination by invalidating his sense of himself as female. So because they're not given to your delusion, because this is the guise you want to go under, given to your delusion that you are still a man with man genitalia, and you are getting pissy because women refuse to touch you. When it's specific shops for biological women, and they give vulva waxes. I don't know if I'm right, but I think Jonathan himself is a pedophile. Pretty sure, though. You can't go on and say that about people. I hate him, and I think no one in this... fandom? Oh, God, what? What?
But yeah,
Fandom?
Sorry about that, trying to make out. I had a connection issue. I didn't know I was interrupting you.
It's alright. More than I do, but you can't accuse me of something like that without any proof. What makes you think that? Don't get me wrong here, I've never told anyone this before, but he was talking really sexual to me when I was talking to him, asked me if I wanted to be his girlfriend, and if I was waiting until marriage. I also talked to other girls he was talking to, and he said the same thing. They were good looking, funny. Also, when I was talking to him, the whole issue with the Desiree girl, he showed me pictures of him texting other girls trying to hook up with them. What the fuck? Smart move. They ended up blocking him, and he sent me pictures of things I really don't need to see. If you know what I'm talking about. Oh dear God. I don't know about him. He started calling me boo-boo and sexy, so I told him to stop talking to me, but he didn't, so I blocked him. You did good blocking him. I don't think he's really I do think he's really perverted, and really glad you blocked him, and I think you should tell that to your parents. Okay, thanks for listening. Mr. Neve obtained a ban that makes it legally impermissible for a Canadian press to publish his name. Well, thank God some people just don't give a shit. This ban has had a chilling effect on those who seek to expose his online conversations with minors. Wow. So this guy, oh my God. The Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms represented Sheila Poirier, who Mr. Neve sued for $2,500. Ms. Poirier routinely provided beautician services to female clients in her own home. When Mrs. Poirier informed Mr. Neve that she does not perform Brazilian waxes on male genitalia, he continued messaging her on Facebook and repeating calling a salon she had previously worked for. The woman's boyfriend threatened to call the police if Mr. Neve did not cease the harassment. Wow, so he went out of his way to harass an old employer of hers and then would not leave her alone on Facebook. Wow. Go ahead.
So he just wants his genitalia to be absolutely fucking wrecked, right? Because here's the thing about for waxing, they use different waxing for different genitalia because skin is different with men and women.
I explained this
times,
but
hold on, it's not about the waxing though. He doesn't want anything waxed. He wants his junk touched. That's what it is. And he's using the fucking guise of the LGBT shit. This is how freaking bonkers this guy. It's not about waxing. He never wanted the fucking wax to begin with.
I know.
Clown World.
I know he doesn't. I know he doesn't want it, but the fact that he's risking damage to his area just to get it touched, it's like, did he not find a prostitute?
He sounds like a sex addict, and at this point with him DMing girls and possibly sending pictures, again, I've yet to see evidence for it, and this story is exploding, so, Romy Millennial has covered this, so some of the big YouTubers, thank God, are starting to pick up on this shit, too.
I don't know who that is.
Roman Millennial is part of the Blaze. She was really small until Lindsay Green attacked her channel, so she blew up quite nicely. Let's see.
Lacey Green.
Lacey Green. I don't know why I said Lindsay.
Yeah, no, but what I think it is there's both the financial aspect and, of course, there is the sexual aspect of it. But like every time you file one of these like claims, it just gets more and more ridiculous. One of these days, I'm gonna get one of those little horns that clowns walk around with. Every time I see something like this, just like baka baka. I'm done. Life has dealt me nothing but lemons, and I don't have the sugar for lemonade anymore.
Yeah. This is, let's see, the nonprofit literature group representing Ms. Poyer argued that waxing male genitalia requires different training equipment. We've been over this. When Ms. Poyer does not possess, the group pointed out that as a woman, Ms. Poyer has protected rights to privacy and safety, meaning she doesn't want to touch your shit. You perverted. Ooh. Mr. Univ dropped the claim when Ms. Poyer's attorney sought to have the publication ban on his name lifted. We all know your name now, fuckstick. And to present as evidence Facebook discussions in which he appeared to express interest in naked girls and assisting adolescents with tampons. His claims against the other 15 women are pending. Oh, drop. Please, wait, what is the date on this article? Is this old? Oh, is this old? Where's the date? Date. Okay, this is this was a few months ago. So, I wonder if they're moving forward. According to that other article, okay, so those cases are pending, from the sounds of it, so hopefully the other 14 get dropped, because this story's exploding, and he's taking 14 other beauticians to court. Oh, I hope all of them drop and turn around and freaking, oh, dude.
See, if it wasn't the UK, I would say that it would constitute a matter of public interest. But I don't know jack all about UK laws in that vein, so I couldn't tell you. But here in the US, no, it would absolutely fall under matters of the public interest, and there wouldn't be able to be a ban like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Feminists announced Mr. Need's legal actions as sexual harassment, because that's what it is, pointing out that it's a violation of women's human rights to force a woman to touch a man's penis if she doesn't want to. And that is what sexual harassment is. Either it's unwanted touch, or someone forcing you to touch them. So, yeah.
Sure, I think it would also count as sexual assault.
Yeah.
It does. It does count as sexual assault. So, like in English law, it's basically like sexual assault.
See, this
Yeah,
what we call that is state-based, or it's the state promoting sexual assault of a woman. If they make anybody do it, that's state-protected sexual assault. That's a bad look, UK.
Yeah, really bad.
Hookers aren't expensive.
Yeah.
Can I just point that out? Like, you could get a hooker to wax your balls. It's not that pricey. Well, yeah, like, even if it's a moderately attractive one, like, you can find a hooker who will come do that for cheaper than a salon will. You just have to have the stuff.
This is how...
I'm sure I can back the idea of hookers.
I'm not for sex work like that, at all, so...
Well, I mean, he's not, like, having sex with them. He's just having them do the job. I mean... It's untrained work, and it's incredibly dangerous, but if it's really what the dude wants, just hire a hooker.
Put it on FetLife, you'll find someone to do it for free.
No shit, you can put some on FetLife, you can put something anywhere. Chambers, do you know what FetLife is?
No, and something tells me I don't want to know.
It's a fetish website.
Basically, it's Facebook, except that it's junk book.
Oh.
Yeah, like, it's a fetish website where people find dom subs, people who are in specific kinks. It wouldn't be that hard to find somebody who's into, let's say, sadism, because,
Chambers, don't go there. Don't
I stay away
from... never go on it. You are too pure.
I stay away from all... I stay away from all that shit, so...
I will just say...
damage you.
Just say, like, this stuff about the UK and all, it isn't actually that common. It's actually very rare this happens. It's just, unfortunately, the media tends to, like, I don't know, I guess fearmonger. Actuality, it's like...
I don't think this is fear-mongering. This is not... This is... People have been calling this shit out for a while.
It's just, it's people outside of the UK think that like we're just a rape nation, sort of thing, and it's like no,
I mean, I hope not.
no, we're not. It's just
No, that's Germany.
It's just the media reports. It's just media reports a lot of things.
Kidding.
Some things were like years old, and they would just still bring it up because they need the clicks.
Yeah.
And then people just go like, "Oh, well, you live in a rape nation." It's like, no, because this is a very rare thing that happens actually. And on top of that, like pedophiles, they don't lifespan if they're found out to be pedophiles. And people keep telling me like
somebody.
What?
keep saying like oh well the rape gangs. Yeah, the only reason why the rape gangs survived as long is because the UK population was just hidden from it. Like no one knew the rape gangs existed until quite recently.
So I hate to interrupt. I really do,
Sorry.
but somebody in the chat has they're detective scrotes, so I'm inclined to believe them on this concept.
Yeah, I would say I don't.
They said, I don't think this is in the UK. Isn't it in Canada?
Oh yeah, no, I was good. They mentioned Canada here. I thought it was in two different. Okay, yeah, no, thank you.
I don't know crap about Canadian law either, but thank you for the tip there.
Thank you.
Detective.
I was under the impression the UK. BBC. I registered with the frickin' UK. I do apologize. Thank you for the correction. So in Canada, shocking. That makes it even worse. At a township Langley Council meeting, audible at the 5:20 mark in this video, Mr. Yaniv bragging about getting Megan Murphy, a feminist currently banned from Twitter, and taking credit for social media policy changes that led to such feminist blogs as Gender Trender and Gender Identity Watch being permanently banned from WordPress.com. A trans exclusionary radical feminist named Megan Murphy violated the Canadian Criminal Code by inciting hate against the LGBTQ. No, you're a dude. Nobody wants to touch your dick. That's nothing against the LGBTQ. And trans community, not against them either, because you're not trans. You're a pervert underneath the guise of the trans umbrella, using it at your freaking disposal. Stating men are not women, and they're not, and trans women are not women. A person got her Twitter account suspended. So let me, if you guys don't follow anything out of Canada, this is how bad it's gotten in Canada. I did a video back in January, February, where it's I think it's called Gender Politics Attacks Rape Victims, to where a rape center for women or whatnot, got their legal funding pulled because they refuse to allow biological men in women's space. This is sexual abuse victims, domestic violence victims, rape victims, and Canada goes, well,
You're the one that did that.
huh? What?
The one you had mentioned before that I said isn't great either. He's the one that did that. And I've been up against Ogre on Twitter when he went after Radfem Jaina and was taking over.
Wow.
Threads
I'm
about,
gonna go get a cup of water. I'll be right back.
Okay.
He was taking over the threads about female genital mutilation to compare it to circumcision and everything.
Wow, I didn't know Ogre was the one that did that. I knew that somebody came out and got the funding pulled, and there's like a GoFundMe. I haven't heard or read anything else about that Pacific rape shelter, because like the lady goes like, no, we're not doing this. God, I'll probably put it in the description or something, or pin comment after the stream processes. But wow, so it's one piece of shit calling out another piece of shit. It sounds like they're both pieces of shit. See, we don't allow. Okay, that stuff is kind of creeping down here, but oh, there's still sane people running around here in America. Thank God there's still sane people, because holy crap, wow, I did not know that. Minstrel activism, oh dear God.
I stood up against Ogre, and I was definitely catching some flack on Twitter over it, but yeah, he's a pretty screwed up dude.
Wow. See, go ahead.
He was trying to insist that women who have suffered female genital mutilation were because of their gender, not their sex, and trying to make a big deal out of that. And I'm like, Yeah,
Go fuck yourself.
Female genitalia to have female genitalia mutilation.
Yeah. Freaking, oh my gosh, man. Let's see, menstrual activism. Feminists are expressing outrage that Mr. Neve, who began occasionally using the first name Jessica in 2017, recently requested to spearhead a campaign to provide free menstrual products to Langi area civic facilities and recreational centers. Jonathan Neve has made a request to their local authority to go into schools to teach children how to use feminine hygiene products. Oh my god! Reminder, Morgan Ogre advised Neve on how to get local politicians on your side. Ew, 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 dude.
That's not cool.
This is disgusting. There's a conversation here. It's too freaking blurry. Come on.
I mean, to be fair, free menstrual products is not a bad idea.
No, it's
Like
not.
feminine hygiene products being free
In schools, not like
in schools, that's not a bad idea. But don't have a dude teach them how to use them.
How is a dude gonna?
They're not gonna.
use them?
I mean, to be fair, I do know how to use a feminine pad, just not on myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is a long conversation,
Yeah,
but I do know, like, what to
I'm
buy.
not so insist that I would know how to teach someone.
Dad, like, don't you guys like a nurse normally would come in and would explain periods and baby making, and
no.
And
the
baby
professional would
making.
come in the school. Like, yeah, an actual professional would come into
Oh.
the school, like a nurse, and would actually explain some stuff. Wouldn't explain everything, of course, but would explain, how periods work and all that stuff, and then just, leave. It's like,
Yeah.
that's...
Okay, so it looks like I missed a super chat. Miss Tatiana, or Mrs. Tatiana, $2. Hey guys, Jonathan Yaniv is mental. Yes, he's very much is mental.
Hey, Tatiana.
Yeah, she's been in the chat for. I didn't know that I got a super chat though. Sorry about that. Not used to getting those.
I didn't even know we had super chats on this channel.
We did. I haven't used them in the longest time, and they've been on ever since a weird debate. Let me. Called out by trans peer Morgan Ogre, a male transgender individual who is vice president of the British Columbia New Democratic Party, oh dear God, and chair of the Trans Alliance Society, condemned Mr. Neve last week. This denouncement follows months of Mr. Ogre's keeping Mr. Neve under his wing. You are in no position to talk for what you did to that rape relief shelter, you ass. Politically and socially mentoring him and supporting his efforts to get feminists who critique gender identity ideology banned from Twitter. Wow. Golly, it's two pieces of shit fighting. Wow. Mr. Ogre declared in the written statement which he published on his personal website, I tracked down and heard witnesses with first-person accounts of Yaniv's online behavior spanning 2013 to 2018. Let me just point something out here. It's ironic how you condemn your disciple of predatory behavior, Ogre, but you go out of your way to get a rape relief shelter for women, biological women, defunded because they wouldn't allow cuckoo people like you in it. But you want to condemn your fellow for predatory behavior. I can't wrap my brain around this shit. I really fucking can't. It's Clown World. It is beyond Clown World. Like, they'll hit each other for stuff, and it's like, you're just as bad. Let's see. Many feminists on social media slammed Mr. Ogre's, condemnation of Mr. Neve as little too late. Mr. Ogre himself has recently provoked the fire of women's rights advocates for getting Vancouver. Yes, it mentioned it. Thank you for mentioning this. I covered this in a video back in February. Vancouver Rape Relief, Canada's oldest rape crisis center. Let me actually pull up an article on that real quick. Stripped of funding last month, Mr. Ogre declared the center non-compliant with Canadian law. So they don't want biological males in there. It is for women who have been raped, abused. No, men are not supposed to be there. for refusing to admit biologically male individuals who identify as women. The center is dedicated to helping female rape survivors, which is funny. Like I said, Ogre getting this relief center stripped of its funding, yet going out of his way to condemn his disciple, which is pretty much on the path to doing the same thing that these women go to the shelter for. How the
I lost connection. Can you pull it back in?
Oh, yep. Nope, you're fine. I don't... There you go, Trainer Man.
Yeah, sorry, my connection's crap.
No, you're fine. It's just, it is fucking bonkers. It really is. How can you condemn... Oh. Now, here's something about the Vancouver Rape Relief Center. Is when male victims show up at their door, male survivors, they don't turn them away because, again, as I said in my video a few months back, they actually go out of their way to get resources for these men that have been victims or survivors of abuse, sexual abuse, other tragedies. They don't just turn them away because they're not women. Oh, golly. For refusing to admit biological male individuals to identify as women, the center is dedicated to helping female rape survivors. Both of these guys are shit.
I've actually... One of the Reshems I talked to actually had said that same city where that was shut down, there were plenty of shelters that would take in trans people. So it's not like they didn't have somewhere to go.
Yeah, but they wanted to target this one because I got told no. Mr. Neve, who just... Go ahead.
It's not about the safety of quote-unquote trans people at all.
No.
These fake trans people are fetishists, and they're getting off on literally attacking women as a collective over not accepting big dudes as them.
Oh, where's their donate page? Okay, yeah, because I'm putting this in the freaking description. I had it in my other video. I'm putting this in the description of this one. I'll do it here in a second. Mr. Neve, who described himself as a digital marketer, founded the websites Trust a Nerd and JY Knows It. He is currently competing in the 2019 Miss BC pageant. So, yeah, no, there's a... Oh, let me pull that freaking shit up. There's a GoFundMe. This freaking clown put up a GoFundMe so he can get money to participate in a freaking pageant for women. My name is Jessica Neve, and I'm running for the 2019 Miss BC pageant, being part of... Oh my god, what is wrong with you people? LGBTQIP question mark zebra whatever the fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not reading all that. It's important to take a stand for equality and human rights, which is why I'm running. Money raised through GoFundMe will go to both Miss BC and my entry to ensure my success in this competition. Miss BC donates the funds to an amazing charity called Cops for Cancer. And then, yeah, it's... So he's trying to get into a woman saying, this is why, people say that they hate TERFs, which is trans exclusionary radical feminists. You guys already know how I feel about Trina May. She don't count or whatnot, so... And for those of you trying to, live your own lives and just want to be left alone, you don't count either. What?
Phrasing.
Well, no, it's what I'm about to say. Let me finish before you go with the phrasing.
Okay.
I agree with the TERFs. I'm not a feminist, but there's some of the stuff that they've pointed out about this garbage, I agree with. Because it's sports, pageants, freaking restrooms, locker rooms. Where does it stop? Rape relief centers, where does it stop? You now have predators abusing the law under the guise of transphobia or people are being discriminatory. Where does it fucking stop? Anyone?
It doesn't.
I know it's not gonna stop. This is so disgusting.
This is a good part of why I used to be an activist for the trans community a long time ago, and I left their bullshit when I started seeing them wanting to punch women over not agreeing with them. like punch women over words, and that's what made me walk away. And it has only gotten so much worse. And the further I dig down that rabbit hole, holy shit!
It's again, as we say on this channel, life, liberty, pursuit of all. If you want to live your life a certain way and you don't like shove it in people's faces, that is your choice. I'm not going to tell you you have to change. You have to make the decision whether or not what you want to do with your life. But this shit, fuck no. I don't. Again, and I'm going to repeat it until people freaking get it. It is being screamed about for the past few years by the Christians, the conservatives, anybody who saw the writing on the wall, going, "No, don't do this. Don't allow this."
I have mixed thoughts on that. I'm really like gay marriage. Yeah, I'm in favor of that.
Oh, I'm not talking about gay marriage. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's when the don't allow this stuff to happen started, was back then. But this I don't understand how self-ID is getting adopted. I don't understand who is allowing this whole self-ID concept to become a thing. It was not a thing back when I took care of my business. You had requirements to meet to get your paperwork changed. You had to have your paperwork to do certain things. And there were certain groups and places and organizations that you just weren't going to go, and you just live with it. And I've never felt left out. I've never felt like I'm missing out on something because of it. So it's not like they were unreasonable. And somehow we moved away from those requirements and everything to just a fucking free-for-all.
These people have always existed. It's just we didn't have the internet to see them doing it all the time.
Yeah, and that's...
Oh, hey, Tatiana.
Yeah, she's
in the chat.
Yeah, she's been here for a little while now. But I mean, this is just like the crazy.
Well, I just got a screen up.
Oh, I mean, and that's just like the crazy thing, because I said this in my video when I started covering some of the drag kid stuff, like, and lo and behold, there's another drag kid that got caught dancing in a fucking bar. There's actually a bill. I believe it's Ted Cruz and another person.
Pictures.
Huh?
I saw pictures of 4 little girls modeling Victoria's Secret models underwear.
Yep, China. People were saying that was out of China.
Ew.
Yeah, they're little mini.
Hurts my soul.
Yeah, no, I saw it and I'm going like, because I've seen snippets of the actual Victoria's Secret catwalks of the grown women, and I was looking at the dance like showgirls from Vegas. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Make this illegal. Why is this being allowed?
Hi, TM.
This is why I don't want kids. My sibling brought it up. Like, I was talking to them a few days ago, and they're like, well, you mentioned something. I don't want kids. No, I'd rather have the ones that are here. I don't want to mess with any of this shit because I want to fucking kill somebody if I catch someone messing with my kid in this way. Oh, no.
Okay, so, well, how I saw it was this person, I'm not going to name names, but went, okay, hate me if you want, but F's, it's just kids in outfit. If you want to see this as a sexual issue, I'm afraid it's with you. And it's like kids in fucking underwear. And then they retweet themselves saying, this person is someone apparent sexualization here I'm not seeing. Modeling lingerie by a company that is known for selling sexual stuff is like getting kids to market for Ann Summers, which is way more sexual than Victoria's Secret ever did. But those kids don't have a choice doing this because the parents signed a contract, meaning if they want to quit, they legally can't. It's child labor. And the thing is that the parents signed the contract, not the kids. And the kids don't really have a say in it. So it's like if the kids suddenly just want to go, I don't actually want to do drag stuff anymore. Well, too bad, because the mother signed it. They're not going to lose their little money bag. And if the mother signs more contracts, well, the kid doesn't really have a say in it. If the kid wants to quit, there'll be legal repercussions. So the kid kind of has to be forced into it, and also the power dynamic would be fucked up because the mother could do the whole thing of, oh, well, if you don't do this, then we're not going to have any money and we're going to end up homeless. Do you want to hurt your dear old mother?
Uh,
Yeah, it just there are so many things being lost with society right now. This is why, like, you have, and I've talked about this on my channel before, I've talked about this with various people. This is why, for me, I will, like, the nuclear family is so important. I know that sounds like way out of the blue, but it's not, which where you have actual parents guiding their kids, actually being fucking parents, mother, father, sister, brother. This is why this stuff is important. But we have these people who are going out of the way to demonize it and throwing it out the window. It is so freaking important, and now you have parents selling off their kids for a buck, 15 minutes of fame, some sort of trend that is just beyond toxic and detrimental, and the side effects won't be seen for possibly years, or they're already seen and people aren't picking up on it.
Oh, actually, I had both my father and mother, and I had a stepmother too, and my parents, and they were terrible.
Well, they
were nuclear families, and nuclear families were absolutely abusive to them.
Well,
a nuclear family doesn't solve everything.
No, that's what I'm saying. When I say nuclear family, I'm talking about parents actually being parents. I'm not talking about abusive parents. I'm not talking about if you abuse your children, whether there's mother, father there, or two dads or two moms. A nuclear family is mom and dad. But when I say nuclear family, it's a healthy parent-child relationship. It's a healthy relationship between the mother and father. It's a healthy relationship between the parents and their children. That's what I mean by nuclear family. I'm not saying just because there's a mother, father. Huh?
Not a normal family that should be healthy in the first place, then, because if they're not a healthy family, then it will end up, not always, but more likely an abusive family.
Yeah, no,
which is not normal.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. No, you're right. Abusive families are not normal. They're not healthy. But that's why I'm saying nuclear family, just because, again, as I point out, healthy relationships between the siblings, the mom and dad, parents to kids. So that is what a nuclear family is. Yes, it's categorized by physically having mother, father, sister, brother. But also, for me, the way I look at it is like, no, healthy relationships between. And it could be stepfather with mom, stepmom with dad. So that's what I mean. But because we have, huh?
I'm just saying, like, my father believed in nuclear families, and he was a terrible dad. It's just a case of like, this is just be a good parent. Like, like, don't label yourself and shit. Just raise your child properly. Don't be like, oh well, we're super lesbian nuclear family or some bullshit. No, just raise your child because that's the thing you're supposed to do. Onto that, then you're doing it for like to impress people or something. You're not doing it because you actually want to.
Yeah.
I think it does like give people a unhealthy ego boost as well.
Mm-hmm. No, it can. Let's see. Fair nuclear families have unfortunately died out. Total Madness also says, I think it might be due to some expectations from society. Yeah, no, we have a lot of massive expectations now. We're expected to give into the child's delusions or the person's delusions. Again, there are people who want to go about their business, live their life. They go through counts. Like, okay, this is what we came to the conclusion of, like trend anime. And then you have people like Yaniv, Ogre, who just, I don't even.
There's also the fact that, like, having a nuclear family, having like a man who's a breadwinner, a mother who's a stay-at-home person, is not optional anymore.
No, it's not.
Like, it is not optional anymore. It's not reasonable anymore. Both parents have to work if they want to make a living. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just rely on the one person anymore. So it's like, for instance, two loving parents could be absolutely very loving with each other, But like, if people say, "Oh, you need to be like a nuclear family," where it's like the man goes to work and the mother stays at home. Well, that's not reasonable or possible these days, unless you're really rich from birth.
Yeah, I'm not saying women have to stay home. No, the old ways was the man would be the main breadwinner. No, but nowadays you sometimes have the dad staying at home, and then the mom going to work. I know my dad, his trade was literally dead for a full year, so he was not able to find work for a full year. He was doing other things, mind you. But yeah, it happens, and I'm not going to look down on men who stay home with the children. I mean, I'm really not, because different processes for people, different circumstances. So I'm not even going to go there, because that's not even what I'm saying. Let's see.
Okay.
Yes, I agree. People nowadays, most of the time, seem to marry the grasp at stability, such as after a pregnancy. Considering most adults now grow up with the stable married couple trope being in full force in media. Let's see. Tatiana says, children don't ask to be born, so if a child is born, it should be in a family that is responsible and able to care for that child. Yeah, and that is true. It's no longer optional because...
It should be.
Huh?
Well, it should be, but let us be reasonable. We live in a very messy and chaotic world. Like, it should be, but most of the time it's not.
Yeah, but she's talking about it.
Place.
She's talking about it in general. Flying Falcon, it's no longer optional because we've allowed too many people to immigrate here, and now the value of labor has tanked. Well, it's not just that. There's been so many pushes to, like I said, it's a mixed bag. There's been a push to get more women in the workforce, to do away with the stay-at-home moms. If you actually look at Australia, there was a law, or a feminist came out and wanted to push a law to make staying at home illegal. They wanted to get rid of the stay-at-home moms. Again, when you don't have a parent at home staying for
How do you make staying at home illegal?
They wanted to do this. This was a few years back, and it was just crazy. I think Sugar is either Berrien or Sugar Tits covered it.
Probably Sugar Tits.
Which is stupid, because most stay-at-home mothers still technically work online.
Well, they didn't want a mom staying at home like at all, because like we need to put more women in the workforce. Now, as I said, as I've talked about on this channel, call it tinfoiling, there's a push right now for socialism to get pushed in the country. It is coming from all different angles. One of the parts of socialism is the government raises the kids, not the parents. So the kids is raised by the village. That the kids don't belong to the parents; they belong to the community. So it's crept in from various angles. Feminism is one of them. Like I said, it's crazy mixed bag. I'm sorry, I'm kind of fried from the shit we just read. So
what I'm saying is that it's pretty stupid trying to force that, because by doing that you're putting women out of work. Because a lot of
I don't know if this law ever passed. I highly doubt it did. Sugar Tits probably would have raised hell if it did. Or if this law even got taken off the ground.
They're gonna fucking lose their jobs, aren't they? Which affects the economy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have really big stay-at-home dad energy.
Yeah, but it's basically just a thing of like if you're gonna do that, like if that was actually passed, they would have actually made the earnings gap.
Yeah.
Because you just made loads of women lose their jobs.
Okay. Is there anything real quick? I want to touch upon, because like Ogre, I didn't know Ogres were responsible for like the Vancouver rape relief. Because I'm gonna put the link. Actually, let me do that now. Link in description. There we go. Hold on, where's it at? because like I said, I covered this back, and this is how crazy it's got. Where they're attacking rape victims, they're attacking children, they're attacking women.
Attack everything that's not remotely in their worldview. Mental conditioning.
And it's through silence, intimidation, loss of finances. Again, there is no breaks. It's not going to stop. Let's see, feminist current. So again, it's one piece of shit calling out another one. Let me flip over to the TV. This is from back in March. Discontinuation of grant to Vancouver rape relief shows trans activism is an attack on women. This is what the TERFs scream about, and I have to say, I freaking agree with them. Trans activists have successfully lobbied Vancouver politicians to deny city funding to Canada's old rape crisis center on account of their women-only policy. Oh, boo-hoo! City of Vancouver grants 2019 funding to Vancouver rape relief. As termination funding, VRR is no longer eligible for funding until it makes changes to become aligned with the grant criteria. So, as I said in my video about 2 months ago, I would tell these people to go fuck themselves, and I'd push for community funding. Donation link is in the description below. I just added it. On Thursday, Vancouver City Councillors voted to cut funding to Canada's longest-standing rape crisis center and transition house. Vancouver Rape Relief and Women's Shelter has been receiving funding from the city for more than 10 years, and while VRRWS will receive these funds this year, the decision was made that the grant will not be renewed next year unless the organization's position to maintain women-only space changes. So how dare they serve only women, which is what they're for. This particular grant, again, I will post the link to my video once the video stream processes as a pinned comment. The Vancouver Rape Relief Center does not turn away male victims or survivors. What they'll do is they'll reach out to get other resources to help them. They don't just shoo them away. But of course, that's ignored. This particular grant went towards public education and outreach and was for approximately $30,000. Their efforts to cut these funds were led by local trans activists, notably BC NPD Vice President Morgan Orger, who has been the subject of numerous complaints from citizens. Oh, what did you do? On account of accusations of defamation and harassment of feminists online. So, oh, yay. At a city council...
His name actually is Olga. I think it's hilarious.
Huh?
His name actually is Ogre. I think that's hilarious. That's his actual name.
Yeah.
Ogre.
At a city council meeting on Wednesday, Kayla Kerner, a member of the VRRWS collective, pointed out that no one informed the organization that this grant would be discussed and potentially discontinued as a result of that discussion, meaning that had VRRWS had not been tipped off privately, they would have no support at the meeting nor any opportunity to defend themselves. So whoever tipped the shelter off, kudos to you. Somebody went out there was like, hey, this is what's going on, this is going to happen, they're targeting you. Nobody bothered to invite us to explain our position, practices, politics, and services. Oh, wow. So I don't think I remember reading this. They weren't invited to the discussion, like, at all, about their own center and the funding for it. Wow.
I'm not even gonna lie about this whole concept when it comes to this. If this dude's really interfering in something that makes sense, I got one thing to say to Ogre, and that's get out of my swamp!
We found out about this hearing and the intent to undermine us at midnight, the night before the meeting, from an ally who was watching social media. There were a lot of the words fairness and process today. Huh? Yeah.
What?
Oh, were you trying to say something?
No.
Oh. This did not apply to us, your oldest rape crisis center. We served 1,200 women a year. We house 100 women and their children. We have international reputation. we just submitted to the National Inquiry on Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women. 3 months ago, we argued to the Supreme Court of Canada in the case of Cindy Gledoux, and none of you bothered to tell us, come and defend yourselves. Wow, pieces of shit. It appears Ogre intended to stage a coup, organizing trans activists to attend the meeting and speak against VRRWS in order to ensure a one-sided debate, and the city was ready to let this happen without protest. Of course they were. Way to go, Trudeau. During the hearing, Ogre argued that VRRWS should be disqualified from receiving public funds, accusing the organization of having a history of discrimination against transgender women on the basis of their gender identity or gender expression. Okay, no, just because you identify as a woman does not mean you are a woman. No, that's not how that works. The statement is, of course, untrue. Rather, VRRWS has a policy of offering services to those born female, and as well as won the right to determine their own membership in 2007, meaning that it is within their rights to maintain a women-only policy with regards to collective members and shelter workers. While Ogre claimed VRRWS was breaking Canadian law and maintaining these policies, Kerner pointed out during remarks to City Council that this was untrue. So yeah, Ogre went after a rape relief center. So like I said, link is in the description. Megan Murphy. Megan Murphy's one of the feminists that Yaniv got banned off of Twitter. Ogre's disciple, and now Ogre is turning on his disciple because of predatory behavior. They eat each other when they get caught. It's what the Dems here do in America, man.
Oof.
Oh my.
Canada and America basically the same thing.
We got our shit, but no. We don't have a Barbie doll as prime minister or a freaking Ken doll walking around trying to pretend to be a part of every fucking religion. Sorry, we just don't. But yeah, so go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, if all it took to be a woman was to change the clothing that you wear, I would be a woman right now because I am wearing llama sleep pants and they are very effeminate.
I mean, I'm a boy because I'm wearing boxers right now.
Yep. So now Steam's a boy and I'm a girl. What happened to this? I have a full beard. God dang it! I am not a lady.
I'm a special.
If clothing picks your gender, what gender am I right now? I threw everything off because I don't have the air conditioner on, so you wouldn't have to listen to that.
I'm a special boy.
Okay.
Skull Ransom Review says if you misgender your child with the gender they identify as in Canada, you have your child taken away by child services. Yes, and it's considered child abuse. We have that creeping down here. Again, hashtag Save James. That case is pending or still at works. There was a case in Iowa. It was either Idaho or Iowa with a 17-year-old being taken away from her parents and granted custody to her grandparents because she identified as a boy and tried to do transitioning, and her parents, who were Christians, said no. And so they were taken away and accused of child abuse. It is not child abuse to tell your children no to their delusions. Like, no. This is why you need to watch what they are being taught at school, what other programs that they're involved in. Go ahead.
So there's an organisation called Mermaids. We have mermaids in England, and they claim they do like child therapy, on transgenderism, but they've been caught multiple times sending these kids to Asia because it's illegal to transition before the age of 16 without parents' consent or the age of 18 on your own. And it's also illegal to have hormone blockers. Just don't have hormone blockers. Like, that's illegal, fully illegal. And basically, with mermaids, they tend to get kids, send them off to Asia, like Thailand or something. They get hormone blockers there, and then when they come over here, the NHS has to basically treat the kids because they can't just take them off the hormone blockers because it's too dangerous now. And they've been on it for so long, and so it's like we have to be put in a really awkward situation. And this is why I'm bringing it up, because Mermaids is actually going to base themselves in America pretty soon.
That sounds like just a net for child exploitation.
We kind of already have
Oh,
we kind of already have a mermaid group here moving, and I will always stick with it. Go ahead.
The problem is the Mermaids isn't technically doing anything illegal because it's actually the parents' decision that the kid is going to another country, getting the shit there, and then coming back. So we can't actually legally do anything to mermaids, but we can do stuff to the parents, which is pretty fucked, and that's why mermaids can get away with it so easily.
I will say about the mermaids thing, because I actually had to read up on why the transgender community latched on to the nautical symbol of mermaids. It's actually kind of ticked me off, because the actual symbolism of mermaids, especially in a nautical sailing marine time, is beauty, seductiveness, and there's a lot of stories of mermaids luring sailors out to the sea and possibly to their death. So I was always ticked with the nautical symbolism. The hell with the other one. But the reason why the trans community clings to mermaids is because it has to do with transforming themselves, especially what's down there, to make what's down there fit with how they feel. Something along those lines. I got curious one day and looked up why they clung to the mermaid so much.
Putting a fish down there?
No!
Ew. Oh, God.
No!
What
No,
happened?
the original
Transsexuals
mermaids
had
was
butterflies. What happened to that?
like the original thing with mermaids was like they were like half human, half fish people, but they weren't described as beautiful until centuries later.
They were technically, because I actually read a little bit on this, technically because people like to mix up...
Confusing manatees. They thought manatees were mermaids.
Yeah, that too. Let me tell you where the beauty thing comes in. When you hear the word mermaids, you hear an exchange of words, siren and mermaids. Sirens, because sirens got transformed into mermaids. Sirens originally were, I believe they belonged to Zeus. They were like singers or whatnot, or they were like a cursed group of women. They had the bodies of birds, head of women. They were actually beautiful birds, and they'd sing, and their voices would hypnotize sailors, and the sailors would crash into the rocks and die. Now, mythology and cultures and literature crept in, and so they converted sirens into mermaids, and so the word siren followed. So you have now sirens/mermaids. Sirens, technically, it's something completely different from a mermaid, but it's now one and the same in today's literature. So,
A name that would make more sense, a name that would make more sense is probably Selkie.
No, I know what a Selkie is, thanks to a book series I started to read. Because with the Selkie, Selkies are only male. Selkies come out and find a woman and be intimate. No, what version of Selkie are you?
No, Selkies like beautiful women who can turn into seals, and they can't survive on land without their coat. There's actually a whole thing with myths where there's actually a whole thing with Irish myths where like the Selkie can't see if a man's got her coat because she'll die without it. So it's like a lot of men actually forced a lot of Selkie women to marry. They got their coat hostage.
Must be different versions we're talking about, because I learned about the Selkie from a book.
Like I can confirm the version of the Selkie that Steam's talking about. It is absolutely a thing. But I feel I'm remiss to not go into the fact that are we just gonna gloss over the fact that like mermaids were just mistaken manatees by drunken sailors who ended up banging an animal?
That was.
Wait, all I can think of is somebody hooking up with GameStop, ma'am.
I mean that was part of it, but also like lore and other stuff. But like I said, it's depending on what end you read up on. But like I said, mermaids and nautical marine time have symbolism of beauty, seductiveness, femininity, and it just like I'm sticking to that. I don't care what the rest of you yahoos want to change it to. I really don't care. But yeah, so we are nearing about 10 o'clock. I mean, any last thoughts on this crap? Like I said, this stuff is now blowing up. These articles on Yaniv are recent. You guys have like any last thoughts on what we just like went over?
Well, to be fair, like this dude, he's being predatory in more than one way. Obviously, the preying on little girls, that's fucked up. But he's also being predatory with the legal system itself, going after these companies, because he's targeting specific companies to do this, and like it's just scummy, man. That's the only way to describe it. Is it's super scummy, because they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
100%. They already know what they're doing,
and he knows how to twist the law.
There is so much predatory behavior from this person leads me more to believe that they should just sexually identify as a predator. Good.
Don't give them ideas. They'll get that protected.
Oh, they're already
depressing as shit.
They're already trying to here in America.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The maps.
Yeah, like that's already kind of a thing. And also, something to notice too is when it comes to LGBTQ here in America, have you noticed that some companies actually adopted the new LGBT flag, the one that has the brown and black streaks out the top and then the rest of the rainbow? What company did I see with that flag the other day? There's a couple companies that still have the pride theme on their banners and stuff, and some of them have that new LGBTQ flag.
Am I the only one that sees that flag as kind of racist? I mean, you're kind of saying that black and brown people are an orientation, that they're so different that to want to be with them is an orientation. That's what that flag looks like to me, and I think that's kind of racist.
Why did you think the flag never became popular?
Oh.
Like,
really, they should
somebody in color that's not an orientation.
They should probably design a new flag anyway. The flag they got at the moment, it looks terrible. It's an eyesore. They need to get a better flag.
Steam doesn't like rainbows.
Oh, let's see. There's a couple things. Yeah, I know Steam does abhors rainbows. Let's see. Were bird women
rainbows are tacky.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how they do them. Bird women, though, yeah, no, that's from Greek mythology. Fairies used to be a symbol of evil. Or, let's see, mermaids were often carved into the ship's stem. The word that you're looking for, Falcon, is figurehead. The figurehead of a ship. And, yeah, it'd be, like, connected to the stem. Let's see, reviews looks like harpies are basically another man's interpretation of the sirens. Harpies were actually different from sirens. They are what Zeus would send on people to like pretty much torment them, and they were ugly and they were screechy and they were loud.
The Furies. Harpies were just like monsters that roamed the countryside. Zeus would send the Furies after people. But after Athena had set up the Athenian court, it became the Amenities. It was actually a really, really cool story.
In fact, about harpies, they used to have 3... Fun fact about harpies, the original design on harpies had like 3 massive tits that just basically covered their entire body.
Yeah, 3, and it was weird. The Greeks were weird.
Let's see, harpies
I know that when I watched James Bond.
Let's see. This had given the gift. We used some kind of street blood. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, this stuff is exploding, guys. So if you guys want to follow it, I don't know if I'm going to do the stream on it. Real quick. I know I was inactive last week, but I'm about ready to become even more inactive because I have found a full-time job. I start this upcoming Tuesday. I do not know how it's going to affect streaming on Fridays because I have yet to see my work schedule for Friday itself. So I'm not going to go away entirely, but I'm not going to be as active as much. This includes clipping of Nick Rikita's streams. This includes me being around at night. So it's probably going to get cut down a lot because this is, I wouldn't say a daytime job. It's almost like a mid-shift job where it starts like an hour or so before the afternoon and then goes into the evening, but not too late. So it's going to be kind of in the middle. So I'll still be around. I will figure out whether or not I'm streaming next week. I will know by Tuesday what Friday's going to be looking at. So, often mounted on the wings of the stem, they've become rare. Mermaid often equals single guy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's actually, I'm actually surprised at the pay. But anyway, you guys, sorry again for the heavy stream. Keep an eye on this, and I sound like a broken record at this point. I really do, and I don't know really how else to put things, but anyone else have any final stuff before we go? I'm trying to touch base with the chat one last time. People of color.
People suck.
Yeah, I agree with Ichabod.
Stop painting England as a fucking rape culture.
Oh, I never
Just
claim.
media that wants clicks.
I never claimed UK was. I mean, hell, that at that point that belongs to Germany because of what Merkel's allowed and done, and with their rape bracelets and.
I just mean people outside the UK in general.
Oh.
No, that's fair. That said, fuck you, Germany.
Anyway. Yeah, Germany never did anything good.
I mean, their biggest claim to fame was actual Nazis.
Pretty much. But anyway, you guys have a good night, and we will.
No, that goes to Czechs.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.